1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon. Oh.
They UEFA crumbled, caved in, and put Palace. They put them down to the Conference League, and put Forest in the Europa League, which they didn't win. Whereas we did win this other one, which means we are now qualified. Palace are qualified for next season's Europa League, and Forest are not in a league. Well, you think then that Glasner is then announced as their new manager. They're not in Europe, which Palace are, and a lot of people initially said, well, what the hell, why didn't he stay with us? I mean, he built the team, he appeared from things he said to like the place, the fans, the new stand is now finally being built, that the bulldozers have moved in, so things are happening, and we're still in Europe. We've had a good 2-year period, but he obviously was resolute, he wasn't going to stay. And then it turns out he's going to, I won't say an arch rival, but after all of the history with the UEFA business, with the Europa League and so on, and that the Forest owner did everything he could to oust Palace. We saw his behaviour on the pitch with Nuno when he had an argument with one of his managers. Last year, Forest had 4 managers. He hires and fires like there's no tomorrow. So maybe, I hope Glasner knows what he's doing, except, I don't know, a number of people have said that maybe a bigger job that he hoped might come along didn't materialise, because the fact is Palace didn't have a good season in the Premier League. We didn't. It was nothing like as good as the previous one, but we did win the thing at the end. So I think his currency was very high. His stock was higher after the FA Cup and Community Shield wins. So he probably anticipated, and maybe his agent said, I've got this team interested, or somewhere in Europe I thought it was going to be. But he ended up going to Forest, one of after all the stuff that was going on last season. And as I take the view, one might also think that the reported £13 million salary per year on a 3-year contract might just have influenced him a little bit to go to Forest. So that even if the Greek owner there, does what he's done so often in recent times and fires Glasner because he's lost the first 3 games or something like that, Glasner will walk away a mega rich individual. So clearly that kind of money, which this man has got to splash around, has played its part. And as we've said before, maybe football management these days, certainly in the Premier League and other big leagues around Europe, is probably one of the only jobs in the world where you can fail and be rewarded with money being shoveled at you, either for the next 2 or 3 years or in one huge lump. So I was trying to think who it was that walked away with, I think it was the Chelsea man. What was his name? Who came over from Marseille?
Liam Rosinia.
Rosinia. I think he walked away with £14 million. Now, I say these numbers, they're only numbers that are reported. Some say that that's not the right figure. Very often the figure is more than we're told. But he obviously walked away with a lot of money. Now, I suppose he has a good start to his Chelsea times, but it didn't go well after that. So you could argue in football terms he didn't do very well, and he's walked away rich. We know that Graham Potter, who now manages a national side, doesn't he, or a team in Sweden, I can't remember, but he went to Chelsea after Brighton. He lasted 6 months, didn't really do much, and he had a 5-year contract at 12 million a year, £60 million contract. Well, I think they carried on paying him for a year before he got another job of his contract. So £1 million a month, very nice work if you can get it.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show.
work if you can get it. And I don't know what other payoff he would have got for being sacked pretty quickly after being taken on, because again, Chelsea's owners really play with monopoly money as far as the rest of us are concerned, a bit like the Greek owner. These people have got more money than, well, who knows what. So, yeah, it's an interesting thing. But as far as Glasner's concerned, what do people think? Well, a lot of people say, well, we won't ever forget the good things he did for us, the joy of these victories and so on. But there's usually a but there, though, that, how can he really have gone to Forest? Now, Palace fans really got nothing much against Forest fans. They don't. It's not against the fans. It's the ownership that really caused us problems. But for Glasner to go there, knowing that all that was there, and then I read his opening statement yesterday to the fans, and it was, we're going to do this together. I like this, and it was like all the things he was thinking and saying about Palace. And it's so close. If a year had gone by or 6 months, you think, well, he's not got another job. He's been offered this job, a lot of money. Forest, good luck to him, even if it's still stuck in the throat a bit. But it's straight away. And you think, well, Forest are due back at Palace. Our home game against them is on the 10th of October, which is going to be quite an interesting game, because there was already this, feeling against the owner. And last season he came to Palace, and there were a lot of. I mean, I don't like it when some section of fans hold up these big signs, abusive. That's wrong. That is wrong. But a lot of the anger actually went against UEFA for even agreeing to take Palace out of that competition. But the owner got a lot of verbal abuse in the stadium, for which I think Palace were fined. You've got to. It's not right to do that. But with Glasner coming, a lot of people say they will boo. A lot of people won't boo. I don't go along with booing. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's almost better to ignore somebody, because that's maybe more effective if you don't let them affect you. I suspect Glasner will be, because he walks by. The managers always walk by both teams very close to the crowd, and he'll probably be aware of some negative feelings towards him, which I can understand. To me, it feels like a betrayal of us Palace fans. It does, this close to his time with us, and you start to think, well, did he ever really like Palace? Or is that why he went? I don't believe there were issues with the owners. I mean, maybe there are, because we don't always know. But it's such a shame, because it's left a bad taste in the mouth from someone who.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, three beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us